What's up, Sports Wars? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady, because tonight was a horrific performance from Tom Brady. I am going to blame all of this on Tom Brady. I'm sorry, but if I'm going to give him all of the praise, which I have, for all of the greatness that New England accomplished, and I still stand by that. It was always more Brady than Belichick. It doesn't mean it was all Brady, but it was definitely more Brady than Belichick. I stand by that. I think I've been proven right in that scenario, and Brady's leadership, Brady's mental toughness, the way he approaches the game, the way he's the first to show up and the last to leave, the way he performs late in games, his everything about him taking pay cuts to help the team get better. Everything about this makes him the greatest of all time, and it means he is the predominant reason that New England is the greatest dynasty we have ever seen in NFL history. So, as he made the move over to Tampa Bay, I was very excited because I was ready for him to prove this finally for the people that continue to say that Belichick's the genius, and Belichick's this, and Belichick's that. And Belichick is a great coach. He absolutely is. But Brady's the reason that Belichick was able to maximize the greatness of Brady. Now here Brady is in Tampa Bay. Now, they have made some really nice progress this year. They've made some really good progress, but it's been very inconsistent, and I've seen a lot of things that have left me concerned. So even after they won a few games, they destroyed the Packers. Everybody in ESPN and Fox Sports was saying it's the best team in football. I was like, no, they're not the best team in football, because I've seen them play very inconsistently. I saw how they played against New Orleans first game of the year. Definitely deserved a pass because it was the first game of the year. Didn't have preseason, didn't have all of that. But when they played against the Bears, that showed me that this team was never ready to take it to the next level. Again, Brady has changed the culture. He has improved things in Tampa. There's no doubt about that. And then we saw the horrific performance against the Saints, and that was embarrassing. As a Brady fan, that was truly embarrassing. He didn't look right. He didn't look like he was into it, and I've really never seen him like that. I've seen Brady get beaten bad before. I've seen him getting beaten bad by the Saints in New Orleans on Monday Night Football. I've seen that. I saw him and Belichick standing on the sidelines looking like they got their lunch money taken by the school bully. I've seen it happen, but he's always showed up. And he did that last week with the Carolina Panthers, showed up, had a great game. But then here you are again in primetime with another disastrous performance. And this one might be worse than what we saw against New Orleans. This was a pathetic excuse of a performance by Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I put all of the blame on Brady. He had some horrific throws tonight. I don't understand what he's thinking, especially late in the game. What are you thinking, bro? What are you doing throwing the ball into that? There was like 3 or 4 people there. There was plenty of time on the clock. You were down. You were down by 4. This was your moment. This is where you shine. And I am questioning the Antonio Brown scenario. I believe Antonio Brown might have messed this team up. And if that's the case, that is on Tom Brady, because Antonio Brown is only there because Tom Brady wanted him there. And even if Antonio Brown has been this big of a distraction, that is on Brady. It's not on Antonio Brown. Literally everybody knows what Antonio Brown's about. Yes, he is a great talent, but he is a huge douchebag, and he's a huge distraction. And when you're still trying to develop this team, and you're still trying to work on the chemistry, and you bring Antonio Brown into that equation, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Listen, you have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, one of the most talented wide receivers we've seen in a long time in Mike Evans, okay? You have some extremely nice pieces on offense. You got Chris Godwin, you've got Gronk, you've got a great running game, you've got multiple running backs who can get the job done. The offensive line needs some work. There's no doubt about that. Antonio Brown does not help that situation. And I believe Antonio Brown is causing a lot of problems from a chemistry standpoint, from a distraction standpoint, from all of the noise he brings. But essentially the chemistry with the offense that they're trying to develop, which they still haven't fully developed, and now you throw Antonio Brown into that scenario? I don't know, man. Now, again, let me be clear. Do I think that this team can still become something special? I do. But it's going to take Tom Brady to figure it out. And right now, after their 4th loss of the season, in primetime, another primetime loss, the only person that deserves blame is Tom Brady. That's it. Nobody else. And I'm not finding any of the blame. I'm not blaming Bruce Arians. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm not blaming his offensive line. I am blaming Brady. If he's going to get the credit when they do great, he needs to get the blame when they look like this. He looked terrible. This team looked terrible. He is responsible for this team. And to be clear, I know Bruce Arians has said some questionable things this year. Bruce Arians has always been like that. But one thing I noticed is Bruce Arians has called Brady out multiple times. And what do we know about Belichick and Brady? We know that Belichick always called out Brady in front of the team. He always held Brady accountable, just like he would hold any other player accountable. And clearly that worked magic in New England, right? Because Tom Brady can take it. Because we've seen Belichick will not hold Cam Newton responsible. He does not treat Cam Newton like he treated Tom Brady. Why? Because he recognizes that Cam Newton can't take it. I believe, and this is just me saying what I think, I don't know this for sure. I believe Tom Brady talked to Bruce Arians and told him, call me out when you think you need to call me out. And the reason I believe that happened is because there was one clear situation this year where Tom Brady definitely deserved to be called out publicly, and that was the 4th down scenario where he thought it was 3rd down when it was actually 4th. He holds up the 4 fingers. Bruce Arians covered for him because it was a serious situation. It was a very embarrassing situation, and Bruce Arians covered for him. So the times that Bruce Arians has called out Tom Brady, I believe that's a grown man agreement that they had behind the scenes where Tom's basically like, bro, call me out. It helps. It helps motivate the team. It makes me look like I'm just as, responsible to get called out as they are, and it just helps the overall morale of the team because that happened in New England. And the 2 reasons I believe that are that Belichick doesn't call out Cam Newton like he did Brady, and the fact that Bruce Arians, the one time he really should have called Brady out publicly, he didn't, because it was very serious. So all the other times have been, let's get this team in order. But ultimately, we're going to see what happens. But the Buccaneers are at a point where they may not even make the playoffs. That's the difference in this team right now. Or that's the line that they're on. They can either not make the playoffs or they could still make the Super Bowl. Why do I say it like that? Because they have the talent. They have the talent, they have the leadership, they have the quarterback. They have everything they need to take things to the next level. But if they're going to continue to make mental errors and not get their heads in the game, just like this bullshit with these players doing the rowboat after you made an interception, bro, you are 6-4 now. You're 7-4. Is it 7-4? Can't remember. But you've lost 4 games this year. This was a tight game that you weren't playing well. And you want to do this nonsense where you're doing the rowboat celebration? Get the hell out of here. That's on Brady too. That's leadership. These are things we never saw in New England. Make it happen, Brady. You deserve all the blame. And when you have players doing these rowboat celebrations, get the hell out of here. That is absolutely ridiculous. When you are losing or when you're in a tight game, you don't need players doing rowboat celebrations. A disaster. An absolute disaster. Brady doesn't get a pass. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a great day. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and we will talk to you later.